Yes, it's great. To meet you. I agree with Mr. Esteemed Ambassador. It's a great pleasure to take part in such events. I'd like to welcome everyone, all of the guests today, MPs. Of course, this isn't the first time, and I'm not the last, when we are talking about the legal basis of our of work of our authorities, local authorities. Of course, the Verkhovna Rada will always be working on this very seriously, and because we understand that the decentralization reform has several very important parts, very important preconditions, one of which is the change in legislation, because according to the 1996 Constitution and all of the amendments which were made up to and including 2015, Ukraine was a centralized nation, and the changes started by the previous team. We're thankful for this and for what our team has started. They were directed for this level of centralization to reduce slowly, steadily, and when the time has come and the society was ready, we would make some revolutionary changes, such as new rayon distribution and implementation of the Hromada system everywhere with that special budgetary concern. This gave us a strong basis, and every expert agrees, and our European partners agree that the level of involvement of the communities in the defense of our nation, which our local authorities have displayed in the very in the terrifying February and that's terrifying spring. It's true that all of the Hromadas had their resources, and they have been working with new resources, budgets, new opportunities. Of course, we remember that the the capacity level is not the same. A lot of people require aid, and the mechanisms are working, but we understand that a lot. And what we have given the responsibilities, we've shifted the resources, has inspired our armadas, our people, to be more self-reliant, more responsible, to be more responsible for their other places they live in, which were, as shown last year in the February and spring last year, and the communities keep showing that when they work with the defense forces in regions on the contact line, near the contact line where mass shellings are going on. We see that all of these services, all municipal services, and in regions where there are military administration, where they don't have military administration, they keep working, evacuate people, like with the terrible terroristic act on the Kakhovka Dam, and they fulfill all of the everything they are supposed to do according to the law of Ukraine. And yesterday, actually, one of the news we saw after the terrible attack in Lviv, 10 people have died. People give great feedback that since 6 a.m., 1 hour after the shelling, all of these services of the Lviv municipal administration, all municipal services have been working, spent the entire day there to combat the consequences of that attack. This is the examples which have to inspire us and prepare us to what Mr. Ambassador and Vitaly Volodymyrovich said, that the decentralization reform will be one of the main bases or parts of our European integration. This will be implemented through several programs, projects. We can talk about this separately. I think this will be discussed in panels today. Of course, the cooperation part between our European Commission and Ukraine through informal organizations, third sector, is very important. So we're thankful for the implementation of these projects in GZ and the other projects. We are thankful not just the EU but also USA, the other donors and specific nations which have supported and will keep supporting the decentralization reform. Why are we thankful to the GEZ project specifically? Because one of the more risky parts, which we all know, but before the respectable audience of local authorities, I'll say more diplomatically that we need to work on the improvement of our managerial qualities and location for everyone, local authorities, central authorities, and the level of capacities of central authorities has to grow. That's why the Verkhovna Rada has made a decision to pass the revolutionary law on the service and local authorities, which it wasn't just passed in dialogue with the Association of Local Authorities. It has conclusions of the local authority association, which are involved in the legislative drafting process. This is one of the examples which we will use in other sectors, but decentralization and local authorities became pioneers to in the practice of local inclusive passing of the laws. Think we will have news about the president signing it. We will start implementing it then because this law directly influences the law of capacity of our local authorities, and we would like it to be high everywhere, not just in the big cities where you can involve human resources, not just in Kiev, where there is a lot of there's a lot of competition for local authority positions, but even in our most remote small communities, Romadas, where the issue often is to find a qualified person for the position. But we will work to create such stimuli and for you to be able to raise your capacity all the time. This is also one of the examples of how we will work. This is our strategy. Our local authority strategy is in choice. There are global challenges, there are changes to constitutions, which we have to pass to finish the legislative part of local authority transformation. There are sets of 10 draft laws. We'll know about all of them. They're part of regulation of local authorities, sectoral changes, budgetary changes, and the taxation registration issues. Maybe we should shift them downwards a bit. We had these discussions before the war, before the full-scale invasion, and we will continue having them. And while as the situation with Ukraine's survival will improve, and we will, so we welcome such conferences. We welcome the esteemed community. Verkhovna Rada will get involved to the next panels, and we will keep discussing all of the issues which are interesting to local authorities. Thank you.